Many people wonder why plastic is so bad for the earth. Plastic, like sugar, is a hydrocarbon. However, the main difference between the two is that sugar can dissolve in water and plastic cannot. Many people ask the simple question, why not? Because plastic molecules are not polar, they do not and cannot dissolve in water the way sugar does. Despite that plastic cannot dissolve, it still degrades. Plastic photodegrades, meaning it cannot biodegrade. A microbe that can feed on plastic has yet to exist. When plastic degrades, there are certain chemicals such as BPA that are released into the seas. BPA is known to wreak havoc with the reproductive system of animals. Plastic poses a great health risk to animal life, humans, and the environment. The plastic ratio compared to intrinsic marine life is absurd. An example is plankton. Plankton is the main food source for many sea animals. That being said, there's 6 times more plastic than plankton in the water. No, not this plankton, that plankton. A common problem and health threat to animals about plastic is that they mistake it for food. 44% of all seabirds consume plastic accidentally. 267 marine species are constantly affected by plastic debris. A plastic bag is commonly mistaken as a jellyfish, so animals such as turtles who consume jellyfish are affected. The way plastic kills is quite sad. Bottle caps, cigarette lighters, toothbrushes, plastic shopping bags, and more are constantly being found in the stomachs of dead seabirds and turtles. Plastic kills by choking throats and clogging up digestive tracts. This ultimately leads to fatal constipation. When sea animals consume plastic, it cannot pass through the specific animal's digestive system because plastic is not meant to be consumed. The plastic then fills the stomach with garbage and no nutritional value, which leaves the animal to starve and die. However, just the presence of plastic alone can kill. Despite the deadly toxins and chemicals it lets out, plastic nets capture and kill animals. Additionally, it's not only the small fish and creatures being affected by plastic. Killer whales, which are on top of the marine food chain, are ingesting all sorts of forms of plastics which are compromising their health just as much as it is to a small turtle. Killer whales are not only the whales being harmed by plastic, beluga whales are also suffering. Plastic also affects people, especially the ones who work in the recycling plant. Because they are around very dangerous toxins, they develop respiratory and skin problems from all the chemicals which are released around their daily lives. Plastic not only affects people who work in the recycling plant, but plain old normal people. Beluga whales are very much suffering from plastic. They are being diagnosed with breast cancer. This leads to the harms and effects plastic can have on humans. If animals are getting common human diseases such as breast cancer, what makes us so sure that we won't? Because we are at the top of the food chain and ultimately eat these marine creatures and birds who are consuming these chemicals, all the toxins will end up in our bodies. In other words, if our food gets sick, we get sick. It is vital to protect the seas because if we protect the seas, we protect ourselves. If we consume everything that marine animals consume, how much longer will we, the human race, be able to indulge in seafood? If almost every creature under the sea is infected with diseases and filled with plastic toxins and debris rather than nutritional food, eventually we will not be able to eat any fish or seafood or anything underwater. Every molecule of plastic ever manufactured still exists. The Clean Oceans Project is an environmental nonprofit organization formed in 2008 in California. They are creating the first ever shipboard plastic to fuel conversion system. This system will convert tons of plastic debris into diesel fuel. By transforming it into diesel fuel, it will be unnecessary to return to shore to dispose of the waste in landfill. Aside from this wonderful organization, now that the plastic pollution issue has been more evident than ever, governments are starting to make a change. Some governments are prohibiting the use of plastic bags. Other governments are banning the burning of plastic bags because of all the toxins and chemicals it lets out. However, this is not very effective because only certain governments are doing this. If one is very passionate about this worldwide issue and wants to save our Earth, they can participate as well. It only takes one person to start a chain reaction. To make a difference, one can sign up for a local ecological program and class. Additionally, they can take part in volunteer work, which includes cleaning beaches and petitioning the abolishment of plastic water bottles, bags, and more. Although this problem cannot be completely solved, we can take action now to help the future generation and aid the maintenance of clean water, healthy animals and people, and a happy ecosystem. So, if you like clean sand and clean water and a happy marine life, then help the earth and don't use plastic. Whether you're taking a class or cleaning a local beach or informing a friend or a whole audience, help out. The world needs your help, and I hope this video was very informative and inspires you to make a change.